welcome to the Brother Henry and You Show. I am your host, Henry Harris. First of all, let me say thank you so much for taking this opportunity to watch the show today. Today, I would like to come and talk about, do long distance relationships work? I've been in long distance relationships. Have you been in a long distance relationships? Do you find yourself questioning, is this really going to work? Can I really handle all the disadvantages and attachments that comes with being with someone that I truly love, but I know I just can't touch them or be around them, or whatever the scenario may be for you as it relates to you and the person that you are so far apart from? Is it truly a struggle? Do they really work? What are the easy things about it? What are the hard things about it? What can I do to make it work? Well, hopefully today's episode will shed some light on that and will help you, because I know a lot of people that do long distance relationships. I was asking a dear friend the other day if that's something that she was like, oh no. In fact, she said, hell no. She said, no, I'm not doing no long distance. She said, it's not for me. If I'm going to date, I'd rather be present and with somebody I can that's right there in my own city. Whereas some people choose to date people out of town or whatever, but I think it varies from person to person. We're going to have a great time today. Thank you for joining me today. I really hope today's episode will truly help you. So relationships are beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. It is something that many people around the world long for, but what if that relationship is long distance? What if you're in Dallas and she's in Chicago? What if he's in Chicago and you're in Dallas? What if I'm in New York and she's in Maine? Is it beautiful then? For some people, it's not a laughing matter. For some people, they're like, it's not beautiful. And for some people, they're like, I don't think that's something I want to be part of. So are you wondering what are your chances in staying together? You know, statistically, studies show that 60% of long distance relationships do work, while the other 40% don't. Now, 40% is not really a high number, but it's high enough. But then again, you can be optimistic, right? That studies show that 60%, this was back in 2023, studies show that 60% of long distance relationships do work out. Do you want to know, well, what's the magic pill? Like what's happening? What's causing it to work? Does that give you a little relief, 60%? But we understand that this is not the case for everyone either. It's not. Overall, it has been said that couples who are dating long distance are not any more likely to break up than people who live near each other. Ain't that interesting? Some have even suggested or said that they embrace long distance relationships because it has helped them to build a better foundation of trust and connection. Some people prefer to be apart. Not that that's going to be a long-term thing for them, but sometimes for some people, you know, they don't want to live together right away. They don't want to live in the same town right away. They don't want to always be around each other right away. I can see where that could be a good thing. It builds trust. It builds connection between the two, so that when you do get together, you really do miss each other because you haven't been around each other all the time. You're building that trust. You're building that confidence. You're building that connection with each other. So let's just be real today. Long distance relationships are hard. They really are. They are hard. They are difficult to deal with. But I think that would depend on your expectations too, as it relates to long distance relationships. It all depends on your expectations. One may ask, why are they hard? You know what my answer is to that? It's all about your mentality. It's all about your perspective. It's all about how one may view long distance relationship. But also to answer your question, why are they hard? There are 5 reasons I came up with. Number 1 is lack of trust. 2, the absence of physical touch. Sometimes when you're alone, not sometimes, when you are in a long distance relationship, there's no physical touch. No. Number 3, loneliness. Number 4, sexual frustration. That happens when you're in a long distance relationship. When you want to be intimate, you just can't because you're long distance away. Number 5, lack of activities, meaning like seeing each other. You want to go for a walk in the park. You want to go to the movies or something like that. You can't do that when you're in a long distance relationship. That's why your expectations have to be clear. It's easy to say, I fell in love with somebody over the phone. This person lives far away. Well, what can you do? And this is a conversation you need to have with the person you're in a long distance relationship with. What can you do to sustain y'all relationship and to keep it hot? To keep it spicy, even though y'all are not together. Sometimes that's hard to do that unless you are together. What commitment, what expectations, what boundaries can not just you set, but both of you can set up to the place where you're like, you know what? Yes, we are far away from each other in distance, but our hearts are not far away from each other. We're going to make this work no matter how hard it gets. We're going to stay committed to each other. We're going to stay loyal to each other. Long distance relationships are hard, but what makes them work? Well, just like I said, how they can be hard. Let me give 5 more reasons on what can make them work. Communication. You have to keep that flow of communication going. You just have to. Number 2, schedule a meeting. That means planning. You have to do that also. If y'all know y'all live far away from each other, it don't hurt to say, hey, I'm off Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Do you want to come here or can I come there? Are you doing anything? You can still see each other. You just won't be seeing each other as much. Number 3, be realistic. What I mean by be realistic is that know what long distance relationships are. Know what the disadvantages are. Know the things that's attached to a long distance relationship. And if you're realistic about that and you both know that, I don't see why it wouldn't work. I just don't see why it wouldn't work. Number 4, establish expectations. That's important too. You have to establish some expectations. Number 5, be clear about your boundaries or desires. A lot of people that's in long distance relationship, they're not really clear about their boundaries or their desires. They don't know what they want. They don't know their desires. They don't know their boundaries. They don't know their expectations. They just don't know. And if you don't know, how are you going to help the person that you're with? So be clear about that. Long distance relationship puts you in survival mode. You know why it does? Because you're trying to make it work. You're trying your hardest to keep all the pieces together. Sometimes it can be difficult. So it comes down to both parties just pretty much coming to a mutual understanding of what a long distance relationship is, and also everything that comes with that. Navigating a long distance relationship can be challenging, but it also can be an opportunity for growth, especially as it relates to working on yourself too. Sometimes there ain't nothing wrong with being around each other all the time, but sometimes being apart gives you an opportunity to work on you, to work on yourself, to work on your spirit, to work on your mind, to do the things that you like to do. So it's normal to feel uncertain as you try to figure out, how am I going to make this work? How am I going to maintain this connection with someone that I truly love, but they're miles away? The real question you need to ask yourself as it relates to the person that's miles away, are they truly worth the wait? Thank you for watching the Brother Henry and You show. Make sure you connect with us on youtube.com/Henry Harris 100. Also connect with us on facebook.com/the Brother Henry and You show. God bless you. We'll see you next week.